I want to be the best for you, but I just don't know what to do. 'Cause baby, yes, I've cried for you. The time that we have spent together, riding through this English weather. And as the pressure builds, so does the tension between you and me. Time has gone so fast, watching the leaves fall from our tree. Baby, I just want you to know I still love you, love you, love you, love you, love you,
And the grass is always greener on the other side. Maybe you should come take a trip sometime. Oh, you seem keener when they turn to night. Got you tripping out your mind, baby. Tell me it's a sign. As the pressure builds, so does the tension between you and me. Time has gone so fast, watching the leaves fall from our tree. Baby, I just want you to know I still love you, love you, love you, love you, love you.
All right, what is going on, everybody? Man, thank you all for tuning in to the birthday stream. Yours truly has turned the big 31. So today has been a blast. You know, got treated out to lunch from my parents and whatnot. My brother and his family, they're going to be treating me out as well come tomorrow. So pretty much going to be celebrating this whole week. Had a chance earlier this morning to video chat with Miss Kagome. You know, she she's just awesome. You know, the happy birthday and whatnot. And I said, you know what? I want to celebrate with you guys because You guys have been just as important to me as anybody else who has been supportive of Sigma Jones. So definitely just want to give a shout out to the guys out there. God, Mr. Lawrence Guy, thank you, sir. Cool Kamasi, thank you, sir. Free Zone, yeah. And thank you as well. Thank you, thank you. Laughing Dog, thank you as well. So yeah, tonight I figure you know what? The gentlemen and ladies out there that have been supporting everything, I figured I would open up a stream where I realized I didn't do a Q&A session when this channel hit 700. So I said, you know what? Let's go ahead and do another QA kind of wrapped around, birthday and whatnot, because definitely got the time. So if you guys don't know, inside the chat, there is a section here where you can ask me questions pretty much right within the stream. It should show as a QA or where you can type in your QA questions. So feel free to do that, and I will answer any questions you guys have for me. But yeah, oh boy, pretty much you all, like I said, can't speak enough about you guys. Y'all have been very supportive from day one. I definitely appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And yeah, it's gonna be fun. Free Zone. First song I heard from him, meaning Tom Mish, was the FKJ called Losing My Way. Very decent artist. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Let's see. Just checking the QA box here. And all right. Looks like we got our first question. Yeah, for some reason, it's not showing up on my side. Let's see. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. All right, let's see. See if I can find it. See, Battissimo is doing this thing. MOT, thank you, sir. Okay. All right. I'll just read this directly. I'll just read the questions directly from the QA box. I wish I was able to show them on here, but it's not coming up to the StreamYard side. So no problem. No problem. All right. So first question out of the QA box comes from a man, Free Zone Lou. He says, what is your biggest goal for 2023? All right. Very good question. So, really, my biggest goal for 2023 is take what I have accomplished back in 2022 and just build off of that. Continue to build on success. As you all know, last year was first time launching the Black Ronins podcast. Getting that going and everything, and so there's still some work that we're doing behind the scenes, and so that's definitely kind of been one of my biggest projects outside of regular work and all. So there's that. Speaking of work too, yours truly, I'm about to be going to grad school. And and the only reason I'm going to grad school is because one of the executives at my department, he's actually wanting to sponsor my schooling. And so it's like, hey, why not? Go ahead and do that and get my graduates done. It's an accelerated program, so it's only for like 1 year. Go ahead, get that done, and get the degree, and then move on up within the university. So there's on that end. Another big thing I'm looking to do is travel more. Now that the pandemic is behind us and everything, I'm planning to do some more trips, especially the biggest one being Japan. Looking forward to that. Which, by the way, kind of some somewhat sad news, but it's still good news overall. I had to push back the trip to Japan from March to May. Reason being is because my traveling partner, who is going with me, he's also a indirect practitioner of SYSBM. He wasn't able to get the time off in March, but he was able to get time off in May. So I told him, not a problem. We'll just push the trip back to May. So definitely kind of bummed because that means I won't be able to see the cherry blossoms when they bloom next month in March. But going in May, hopefully the cherry blossoms are still around, so we'll be able to get some pictures and whatnot, and you know, still enjoy ourselves. So there's that. And again, just some other trips and all, just to kind of do some more reflections of the inner man, get some thoughts out there for the gentlemen that listen in on the podcast. But yeah, it is definitely going to be a lot going on. And then also some major projects behind the scenes too. Stuff that me and Miss Kagome are kind of working on some plans behind the scenes. So hint, hint. So you guys will probably, you know, hear some more of that in the coming future. But yeah, just a lot going on. So the biggest goal for me is whatever I got going from the previous year, bring it to the new year and expand, expand, expand. So very good question. All right, before I read the next one, we got some JJ Starwin. Man, you know what? Since you guys are here, let me go ahead because again, I'm in a celebratory mood, so let me go ahead and do this. So, um, Lawrence, you was the first one here, so here's your intro. All right. And then my man Free Zone was here as well. Here's your intro, good sir.
Are you aware of the proper method that one should use to eliminate weeds? You see, weeds, when left unchecked, will rob the flower of its proper nutrients. So what do? If you uproot the weed, then you disturb the flower. Its roots and soil don't like to be interfered with.
So, what do you do?
You learn to plant flowers that utilize the weeds as a form of nourishment. Take a look. This flower is an example of a beautiful exterior masking its true intentions. Intentions that are really quite brutal.
All right. And then last but not least, JJ gotta play that intro.
I'm not going there to die. I'm going to find out if I'm really alive.
All right. So the usual compadres, there is your intros. Glad to be with you. All right. So next question in the QA box. Lawrence Guy says, how you let Eisen cheat and steal my victory? You will face your doom. Ah, I really don't know what to say to that. All I can say is, hey, The audience voted. That's really what it comes down to. The audience voted, and when it came down to the last two, people liked it Sasuke Aizen more so than they liked General Zod. That's the only explanation. I don't know how that could be cheated, but hey, I'll let you take that up, good sir, with Lawrence guy. Oh, excuse me, I'll let you take that up with Aizen Sama. So I can't really explain that one because hey, the audience voted. So, but we'll deal with Doctor Doom, later on down the road if need be. Oh, good question. Good question. Next one, JJ Starwood. He says, "Happy birthday, Sigma." Thank you, good sir. Thank you. Uh, oh, okay, Lars. I see. You talk about the matchup between Doctor Doom and Sasuke Isaac. Well, again, uh the people. Well, wait a minute. Now that I think about it, didn't Doctor Doom forfeit it because he's not able to manipulate time like Sasuke Isaac? Man. Oh, that's too funny. I'll play that one. There we go. There we go. Let's see. Friezo says, JJ, I play that song to your intro while I'm working. There's always someone who asks who it is. It's definitely a hit. That's indeed. That's indeed. That's true. Um, okay. Kukamasi. He asks, who is your greatest villain choice for the first round of villains of the month? Ooh, that's a very good question. Very good. Man, so far I would say the first round of the villains that we did do for villain of the month. And no, this is not being biased. This is not being biased. I already see a comment from Lawrence, but this is not being biased. But Sasuke Aizen would come number one for me as far as the first round of villains we did. And then after that would be Professor James Moriarty. And then third, after that would be that's a good one. Third would be Magneto. So those are my top three as far as this first round of villains we did. Sasuke Aizen number one, Professor James Moriarty at number two, and then coming in third is Magneto. So, Roger Spies, thank you so much, good sir. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Free He asked the question, when will we get Uguay's take on the D Darrell hit song? The culture needs that. Good sir. Good sir. Let me just say this. Since you have graciously given me that audio clip the other night, I am currently in the works of doing a short of Aku with that audio clip. And trust and believe there will be a second short, YouTube short, where Master Uguay will kind of give his opinion. So it's coming. It's coming. But much appreciated. Much appreciated. Oh boy, I'm still laughing after seeing the audio clip. I was like, man, I got to get my hands on this. Now, Lawrence, what you mean you gonna burn it all down? Like, well, let's at least get through the second half of the villains that's coming up this year. Then if you want to burn it down, we'll burn it down. But it's it's in its infant stage. We still got some more villains that's coming through that we got to talk and dissect them. see how they do, and then get them into the next round of battle royale. Once we do that, and if things still don't, you know, pan out, I would say, then okay, we'll let it burn. Oh boy, man, I am enjoying this. Once again, there is a QA section for those who are listening in or watching in the chat. Feel free to ask me any questions you like because this is a birthday stream QA, and I will answer any questions you guys have. And if we need to, look at some clips and whatnot, we can do that too. You guys will help run the stream tonight. All right, let me get some mineral water real quick. Okay. All right. Isaac Salma will not be the last man standing. He will not be the Highlander of this group. Oh boy, that is too funny. Oh boy. Okay, while we are waiting for more okay, hold on a second. Shout out to the Supreme King Cool. Thank you, good sir. Thank you. Wow, you just did it a cash app and all, so I don't have Aku here. Actually, you know what? I do. We'll use this Aku.
Extra!
Yeah, arigatou gozaimashita. And SKC, since you're here, I definitely have to play your intro. Oh man, that is. I still laugh every time I see that intro. Okay, let's see. Okay, we got another question that just hit the QA. This one from JJ. He says, "Did you buy the Dante Energy Vampire comic by Mad Bus Driver?" Not yet, not yet, but I definitely have it on my to get list on Amazon. So I will definitely be getting my copy pretty soon. But I've heard it's pretty good, pretty good. Indeed, indeed. All right. So while we wait for more questions to hit the QA, um, definitely I gotta show this clip that JJ you sent me not too long ago. Let me see if I can find it here. And I want to say JJ, it was by Al Jarez. And let's see, here we go. Let's get this real quick. All right. So, Lawrence, you asked, what's the name of the comic again? It is called Dante Energy Vampire. It's a book that Mad Bus Driver X just published on Amazon not too long ago. And yep, there it is. JJ just put it in the chat. So, okay. So this is a clip that JJ sent me just the other night. I haven't seen it in its entirety, but let's just say the first few images that of this clip I was like, JJ, what in the world did you just get? And I actually sent this clip over to SKC as well. So let me do this. All right. Thankfully, it's only short. It's like maybe yeah, it's like a minute and 20 seconds long. So all right. Okay. So fair use.
When we started, we had difficulty to make the society believe that as women we can actually conduct and operate on the event security.
Agile, gallant, beautiful ladies doing the work. In fact, when they used to say what a man can do, man can do even better. Today is what I'm saying, and I'm confirming from the video.
Okay. Y'all seen the clip. Um and yeah, JJ, I saw the quarter episode you did on that. I was like, yeah, let me give my take on this. So let's start from the beginning. So all right. Ah, Lawrence, that never caused a double. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, so let's look at this for a moment. So you see, as JJ just said in the chat, some strong women, strong, and you gotta ask yourself, okay, what is this about? So click on it, and it says this Nigerian women only team of security staff is challenging stereotypes. It's called the Dragon Squad Limited. It was founded in 2018. 2018. The team is made up of 43 female bouncers. Its founder says she only employs women of a certain weight and shape. Creating a safe space for plus size women to excel.
When we started, we had difficulty to make the society believe that as women we can actually conduct and operate on the event security.
The Dragon Squad have worked over 2,000 events, including house parties, funerals, and political rallies, making their mark in a male dominated sector.
Agile, gallant, beautiful ladies doing the work. In fact, when they used to say what a man can do, man can do even better. Today is what I'm saying, and I'm confirming from the video.
You know, they always got to have that one guy, the one skinny guy, to be the advocate. Let's rewind it back so hear what he said again.
seen agile, gallant, beautiful ladies doing the work. In fact, when they used to say what a man can do, woman can do even like that. Today is what I'm saying, and I'm confirming from the video.
Yeah. Nigeria has one of the world's highest rates of sex crimes. The risk of being harassed while at work is something they guard against. The bouncers armed themselves with pepper spray before heading out. And then last but not least, the Dragon Squad has led Thomas to advocate for the rights of girls and women. So there you have it. If you need to hire some bodyguards for yourself, but you wanna have equality and whatnot amongst your bodyguards, call up the Dragon Squad. Okay, all right. Let's see. Checking my QA box. Okay, no questions as of yet. Like I said, ladies and gents, feel free to type in any question you would like to ask tonight, and I will be here to answer them. And if there's something, any particular clips or whatnot you all want me to see, if you're a moderator, feel free to post it in the chat. If not, just let me know where I can, see the clips or whatnot you want me to see. Okay, let's see. Seeking my creator. I just got here and thought Paul Blart Mall Cop. Funny. Good friend Lauren says, Sigma, none of them are married. It's an opportunity to get leftover women, an opportunity to contribute to a society they failed to genetically ensure moves forward through birthing. That is a good point. JJ, I never knew dragons could be so huge. JJ, I'll say this. Yes, dragons are huge, but most of the time, dragons are also in shape. That's the key difference. They are in shape. But I'm going to leave it alone. Okay, let's see. Okay, the QAQ still hasn't upgraded. That's okay. Again, you all should be able to find the QA section in the chat, so feel free to turn on that segment. I think it's going to be under where it says top chat, live chat, and questions. If you flip it to questions, you'll be able to ask your question there, and I'll be able to see it in my QA queue. So, all right. Uh-oh. My good friend, Logic's finest. Much appreciated, good sir. I always appreciate the kind words from you. Since you're here is your intro.
I'm so disappointed, Ichigo. So very disappointed. Sadly, your sword exhibits only fear. When you counter, it's because you fear being killed. When you attack, you fear killing. And when you try to protect someone, you fear you could let them die. The only thing that your sword speaks of is senseless fright. And that's not good. What you do not need in battle is fear. Nothing will come of it. You counter, you don't let them cut you. If you protect someone, you don't let them die. When you attack, you kill.
And since my good friend Logic is here as well, definitely just want to announce that pretty soon in the spring, we will be starting back up the War Room. and we will be continuing trying to do our broadcast of that, World War II content and everything pretty soon, because that's also one of my goals for 2023 to start back up the War Room. Because I also got some clips and some videos that I've done on my trip to Pearl Harbor 2 years ago. And I definitely want to go ahead and publish those in regards to what I experienced down there, or not down there, experienced over there during the 81st anniversary of Pearl Harbor. And yeah, it's a lot of stuff that went down. So definitely going to be getting that series start back up this spring. So definitely tune in for that. All right. Okay, we got a question. Roger Spice asks, headed to the land of the rising sun? Yes. That is an automatic yes. Now, when I'm going to be going this year, like I said before earlier in the stream, I was supposed to go next month, but my traveling partner, he wasn't able to get the 2 weeks off in March, but he was able to get it off for May. And so we're just moving it back to May. So again, a little bit bummed because I won't be able to catch the cherry blossoms, but outside of that, still going, still going. So hopefully some of the cherry blossom trees still bloom a bit once we go in May. Right on. Right on. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Let me create this banner so that way you all know to use that. Where is it? I actually got to clean up some of these banners back here. Here we go. There we go. All right. Post that. And bam. There we go. So now you all know where you can go and ask away. Ask away. I know, Logic. A part of me, believe me, a part of me would love to just be like, hey, screw him. He's going to have to find his own way to go to Japan and whatnot. I'll just beat him over there. But then a part of me is like, no, he's definitely one of my. He's definitely a legit individual who is not caught up in the black cult and everything. And so, yeah, he's one where I was like, hey, if he says he's able to go in May, I take his word for it. So yeah. All right. Let's see. Okay. Free Zone, he asked, what's your take on the Chinese balloon seen all over the world? You know what? That's a very, very good question. Before I do that, shout out to Dr. Phoenix. Thank you so much, good sir. And by the way, we are tuning up for part 4, I believe, of the Black Cult. And we got some stuff you guys definitely want to tune in. So we'll be getting that going pretty soon. And I already thank you so much, good sir. Arigatou gozaimasu. Okay. So back to Free Zone's question. He asked, what is my take on that Chinese balloon that was seen, here in America and elsewhere? I'll be honest. This could go many different ways. Like, I don't know if China is trying to do a scare tactic or a distraction with that balloon. I'm gonna be honest with you. If this is their means of trying to get intelligence or intel on us through some balloon, I mean, my goodness, why not just do it through a satellite, which is already floating up high in the air? But that's just my opinion. I don't really understand why they would send a balloon to spy on another country. But just my opinion. Yeah, like JJ said, looks like they were taking aerial photos of military bases to me. Yeah, but again, you could do that through satellites. I don't know. That's just my take. Um, JJ asked, "Did you see the Chinese balloon get taken down today by the U.S. Air Force?" Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And again, my opinion is, if this is China's attempt to get some intel, that was a very poor job. Very poor job. Lawrence asks, so if your actual goal is to permanently live in Japan, how long before that happens? Very good question. Very good question. So here's really the plan is. Right now, me and Miss Kagome, when it comes down to raising our family together, we both agree that it will probably be better if we raise them here. Being number one, I'm already working at a pretty profitable industry, the tech side of university and whatnot, which also means that our kids will get to go to school for free as long as I'm working there. So there's that added benefit. Plus, she just feels like um, with my niece and nephews over here, that because they already come from a mixed background, our kids will be able to relate, with other mixed kids and everything here better than over in Japan. And so it's like, okay, yeah, let's do that. So the plan is this: we raise the family here in Japan, and then after the last child has finished school, at least got their bachelor's, and I retire after, the last child has got their degree and everything, then we will leave the house here in America for the kids, and we're going to go ahead and get another house in Japan. And pretty much I'll be spending the rest of my retirement days and living days living in Japan. So that's the goal. That's the goal. Very good question. Logic Finance. China has satellites. It's not about intelligence gathering. It's about showing how feckless and useless Brandon is, and by extension, the United States as a nation. This was politics, not intel. Yeah, that's pretty legit. Okay, all right. Let's see what we got. Lawrence, he asks, not concerned about them, probably meaning the kids missing out on their culture. Oh, not at all. Not at all. Even with the kids, we're still going to be taking trips, back to Japan. So they will be able to, um, you know, learn from their history, Japanese history and everything, especially as far as like samurai culture and all. Yeah, we're definitely going to be taking many trips to Japan. So, excuse me, they can learn about that side too. All right. All right. Let's see. see, we got 15 people here in the chat. Like I said, thank you all for coming in and supporting the stream, the birthday stream. Feel free to jump on in and ask any type of questions here in the chat. And yours truly will be answering them tonight because I am feeling jolly. All right. Let's see. Let's see what else we got going on. Logic says, I thought he was a bad president, but Reagan would have shot that balloon down within minutes. Pacifists can only live in a world made by a strong military. Funny how that works. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, all right. Like I said, ask away, ask away. So Lawrence, okay, here's the next QA. Lawrence says, I guess I'm just concerned about the over influence of Western culture on them and its corrupting influences. Sorry, it's the dad in me. Oh no, honestly, Lawrence, that's a very good statement, and even something myself I kind of been thinking about too. Like, what what can we do to minimize their exposure to Western influence? And no, is not going to be. There's really no soundproof way of eliminating the influence. But there are means of minimizing that influence. And I think just by having my house have more of a Japanese feel to it, have a Japanese lifestyle to it, even here in America, it'll help to kind of teach them that, hey, yes, by blood, you are American, but by culture, you're more of a Japanese. And it's something because I was just talking with Shinobi Bro behind the scenes not too long ago, and he was talking about how, and I'm pretty sure Shinobi Bro wouldn't mind me kind of sharing this a bit. We would talk about how there was a kid at his son's school that was somewhat bullying him, and Shinobi Bro, he asked his son, okay, what did he call you and all? And he was just like, he kept calling me Chinese and all. And I keep having to tell him I'm Japanese. And it's like, huh, interesting. So if it wasn't for the fact that he didn't meet Shinobi Bro, a lot of people would have looked at his son and just thought, oh, he's Asian, point blank. So to me, I think that's a good sign. And I'll be following that same footsteps of, hey, yes, you're American by blood, but culturally you're Japanese. And just raise them in a Japanese household like that. So, no, it's not going to eliminate the influence, but I think it will help to minimize it. But yeah, very good question. Jay Wolf, thank you, good sir. Arigatou gozaimasu. And Latina and Cali. Hey, good to see you. She asks, do you mean we can ask anything? Yes. If you go into the QA section of the chat, you can ask me any question you like, and I will answer them here on the live stream. So feel free to ask away. Let's see, what do we got? Gaming Geek 11. Thank you, good sir. Arigatou gozaimasu. All right. Ajay, has my suggestion to purchase a home in Japan weighed on you at all? And rental properties in Japan, that's how I pay my wages. Oh yeah. Good sir, that's on the game plan. In fact, I'll kind of go in and say this. My goal is probably within 3 years to find a nice property in the rural areas of Japan, preferably in a rural area not too far from Tokyo. Find a nice 5, 6 bedroom home in that area and purchase it penny on a dollar. That'll be my real estate. That will be my means of traveling to Japan on a regular basis. And it really that'll kind of be like my summer vacation home where when the kids are out of school, we just travel to Japan, and especially with my type of line of work, it's easy for me to work remote anyway, and we just work from there. So yeah, that is definitely in the works, good sir. Definitely trying to make some chess moves as we speak. All right. Let's see. Okay, nothing in the QA at the moment. Again, just feel free to ask away. Feel free to ask away. Let's see. While we're doing that, while I'll wait on you all's questions, let's see. Getting something different. While we wait on some questions and all, I also want to point out that this weekend I will be bringing on some more villains to be voted on for this year. So some of the suggestions I got were like Agent Smith. There's also there's one other villain I was thinking of. One other villain. I think Eisen gave me his name. Oh, okay. I have to come to me, but definitely be tuning in. Definitely be tuning in for that. There's definitely gonna be some more votes for more villains, and you all will get to pick which ones you want to see first and foremost. It says now you're cooking with gas. Don't wait. Look to purchase now. The harvest you reap in time is planted now. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm trying to trying to do what I can to maneuver these currents and all to try to land a good house in Japan. Oh, Gaming Geek, you just turned 29 on yesterday. Happy birthday, good sir. Happy birthday. All right. Man, yeah, 29. What an interesting year. It's like transition from 29 to going to 30, and now in my case, I'm 31. It's been interesting. I will say it has been interesting. So, Gaming Key definitely enjoy being 29, but once you get in your 30s, you'll see some differences too. All right. Let's see. Who do we got asking questions? Okay, JJ asks, have you thought about exploring some castles in Japan? Yes. In fact, let me show you one of the castles that is not too far from Osaka. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Yeah, this is one of the castles that's located in Kobe, and it's actually a pretty famous castle. It's called Himeji, and this was a picture that's taken right around cherry blossom season. But Himeji Castle is considered one of the most famous Japanese castles still standing in Japan. And so this is definitely on my list of place to visit once I get to Osaka because Kobe is just a stone throw away. So we'll just easily take like a 2 hour train ride from Osaka to Kobe, and boom, not too far from Himeji Castle. So yeah, I will definitely be exploring. And then there's another castle, JJ, that um oh, and Latina, it is no problem if you're not able to get to the QA question on the blue tab. That's all right. You could ask the question in the chat, and I'll still be able to see it. But there's another castle, JJ. It's actually not too far from Mount Fuji. It's actually in between Mount Fuji and Tokyo. Forgot the name of it, but I'll have to research it. But there's another cool castle in that area that I definitely like to explore. Now, the only thing is, these castles, you can go and see them and look at them, but you can't go inside. There's only one castle I know of, or that I've heard, that it's near Fukuoka, where you can actually spend the night in one of those castles. And unfortunately, I'm not gonna be near Fukuoka because Fukuoka is west of Hiroshima, and Hiroshima is west of Osaka by at least 3 hours of a train ride. So I wish I could go to Fukuoka on this next trip, but I'll have to plan for another time to do that. But yeah, very, very good question. Uh Latina, she asks, what year is the castle from? Whew, that's a good question. Actually, let's put it up here. Himeji Castle, it was actually built in 1333. So you can say 1300, but 1333 is when the castle was fully built. And actually, the structure you're seeing, it's not the original structure because unfortunately during World War II, when America was doing some carpet bombing, the castle got hit by some artillery and was blown to bits. So what you're seeing today is a reconstruction of Himeji Castle. But yeah. Let me backtrack here. Lauren says, you dare name him in my presence. Okay, I'll try not to keep mentioning him, good sir. Logic says, remember our conversation about the corrosive effects of procrastination. It can be explained as being prudent and waiting for the right times. Fortune favors the bold. Indeed. Indeed, good sir. Indeed. Says, does the royal family live in Edo Castle or any castle? Interesting you asked this question, Logic Finance. So they don't necessarily live in Edo Castle, but they live on the grounds of Edo Castle. The castle itself, and I gotta go read in my history books about this, but the original Edo Castle was actually burned down right before the Meiji era. And so there were plans to rebuild it, but they only rebuilt some of the foundations and some of the um, corridors of Edo Castle, but they didn't rebuild the main body of the castle. So my understanding is the imperial family still lives on the grounds of Edo Castle, but they're not per se living exactly in the castle since it hasn't been rebuilt. Very good question. Very good question. Let's see. So yeah, there's JJ's question. Answer that. All right. All right. Uh Sorry, I'm still getting some happy birthday messages and all. So while I'm seeing you guys' messages, I'm also getting some messages on my phone. So busy day. Busy day. All right. So Logic he asks, why didn't Emperor Meiji rebuild Edo Castle? You know, that's a very good question. I have to look to see why he didn't rebuild the main body of Edo Castle. Especially since he was the one that moved the imperial palace from Kyoto to Edo, which is now Tokyo. And in fact, what most people don't know is that Tokyo, if you just change a few of the words, actually still means Kyoto. And Tokyo in Japanese means the city of the East. So, yeah, that's a good question as to why he didn't rebuild Edo Castle. And Aizen Saba is here, so thank you so much, good bro. Definitely gotta play that intro.
All creatures need to obey. No one can survive without trusting someone they feel is better, more worthy than themselves. To avoid that responsibility, those who are worthy look even higher, searching for more superior beings. And those superiors do the same, looking for even stronger individuals they can believe in. That is how all kings are created. It is also how gods are born.
Kukumasi says Aizen's intro is straight intimidating. Indeed. Kind of has that Undertaker feel to it. Oh, and by the way, Aizen Sama, Lawrence Guy feels that he has been cheated, or Dr. Doom has been cheated out of winning the first battle royale. In fact, there he goes. Oh, so now that Aizen Sama is here, Lawrence, you could take up your grievances with him. I was just the facilitator. That's all I was doing this past Sunday. Oh boy, that's funny. That is funny. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what's going on. Like I said, feel free to ask any question you like in the QA section of the chat. Is a blue banner at the top of the chat. Just click on that. That will take you to the QAQ. Ask your question there. I'll be able to see it. And again, ask any question you like. I will answer it on the spot. All right. All right. Let's see. I will say this, one of the biggest things I'm looking forward to is going to many of the Japanese gardens in Japan. Last time I was in Tokyo, when we went to visit the imperial household and imperial grounds, they had a special garden right within the little island moat. And let me tell you, it literally felt like traveling back in time. You see these huge bamboo structures all around you. And then once you get past the bamboo, there is there's this, I think it's a cypress tree, something like that, right in the middle of this pond. And it's a waterfall that flows into this pond. It is very, very picturesque. I'm definitely gonna have to take some pictures so you guys can see it as well. Oh Lord. No comment. No comment. Uh-oh. The master from Doctor Who would eradicate Eisen before his conceptualization. Doctor Doom is avenged. Okay. Well, the master, I will put him on the docket to be voted for villain of the month. Um, and hopefully he gets selected to where we can talk about him this year. So thank you for the suggestion. All right, all right. Let's see. So no new questions yet. So again, guys, feel free to ask any question you like in the QA. Tonight is your night, and I am definitely enjoying you all's company. And just kind of a sidetrack, something that this is just my opinion, and I know. Just one moment. Okay, just my opinion, but you know, take it as you will. But I never understood some of these content creators, and y'all probably know what content creators I'm mentioning this, that they will they will stop a stream just because they did not have enough likes or they did not have enough donations. I never understood that. My philosophy is you as a content creator, you're there to give content. Let the people enjoy the content. If they enjoy the content, they will like it, they will donate. It's not about begging people to, you know, give you something. I'm always of the belief you earned it. The right people will enjoy your content and they will be more than happy to support you. There's no need to sit up here and be like, "Oh, if y'all get the likes up and everything, if not, I'm gonna stop doing what I'm doing." I just never understood that. Or be like, "Y'all haven't hit my cash app and everything, so I'm not gonna continue with this until y'all hit the cash app." It's like, huh? What? No. If people enjoy the content, they enjoy the content. Your job is just to produce that content for them to enjoy. But that's just me. Okay. I do see a few questions here. Let's see. Latina, she said, I just learned about this place situated in the eastern Higashiyama area. Kiyomizu-dera is one of the most famous celebrated temples in Kyoto. The temple was founded in 778 AD. Have I been there before? No, I haven't even been to Kyoto yet. So once I go to Kyoto, that will probably be a place where I can go and visit. Laura says, that doesn't count. That's what I did with Doom and his time platform. Everyone said it wouldn't work. Okay, we'll have to have some debates on that on one of the uh, state of male entertainment. Now, just says, unfortunately, British sci-fi is my area and Lawrence guy, so I can't suggest it. Sad. Oh no, definitely, I'm all for any type of content and character that can be talked about. So British sci-fi, not a problem. We will definitely bring him on to be voted. Jay Wolf asks, "Have you looked into Devil May Cry series?" I've heard of it, Jay Wolf, but I haven't seen it, so I definitely would have to check that one out. Then Isosama, he asks, "What part of the country of Japan do you plan on visiting when you visit Japan? I know you want to see the countryside sites." Yeah, so I'll pretty much give you guys an idea of what I'm going to be doing. So when we fly into Japan, we're first going to fly into Tokyo because obviously Tokyo is the international hub. We'll spend a day in Tokyo, and then the very next day, we'll take the bullet train to go from Tokyo to Osaka. And I'm going to spend a week in Osaka. While I'm in Osaka, I'm going to be spending a lot of time in kind of the smaller cities that still have like the cultural feels. So, like Kobe, Tokyo, not Tokyo, Kyoto, and the city of Nara. And in fact, most people don't know that the city of Nara was actually the first capital city of Japan before it was moved to Kyoto. So I'll definitely will be visiting those cities and the countryside there. So after spending a week in that area, which is really the Kansai region, we'll travel back to Tokyo, spend another week back in Tokyo before we'll fly back home. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing, Aizen-sama. Definitely going to be visiting the countryside, traveling to and from Osaka and Kyoto. Uh, Aizen-sama says the Almighty tried something similar. Not with him specifically, but he destroyed a powerful weapon in every possible timeline. Ooh, okay. JJ says, yeah, it's like those types of content makers aren't in streaming for love and passion, just begging for money, attention, validation. Yeah, I just never understood it. My my philosophy and thinking is, hey, you are a content creator. Your job is to create the content. The people who enjoy the content are going to be the ones who will support you day in, day out. That's it. I'm not going to sit up here and punish, my supporters because, so to speak, they not giving the likes or they're not donating. To me, that makes no sense. You enjoy the content, they're going to support you in any ways necessary. So, but that's just me. That's just me. I can't speak for everybody. Okay. So I see there's some back and forth going on with with that. Laura says, "Oh God, no! I don't want to revisit Eisen versus Doom." As to the British sci-fi, I would confess Logic Finance is far more versed than I, especially the minute details. Hey, that's why we'll definitely bring them on. Aizen says, "I have to say they have more control over time than he does. All of his abilities haven't been fleshed out by Kubo to lead the mystery about Aizen there. That's true. That that has been validated." All right. Again, feel free to ask away. Yeah, all right. Let's see what we got here. Cool beans. Doc, he says you should have had Frieza in the mix. Doc, here's my take on Frieza. Ah, I will say probably out of the villains of Dragon Ball Z, and I'm talking about villains up into the Majin Buu era. Out of all the villains, yes, I would say Frieza is definitely the more intelligent of the other villains. But my problem with Frieza is he he can easily be manipulated if you get into his ego. And so yeah, I agree with JJ. If I had to choose a villain from Dragon Ball Z, I will probably go with Cell. And the only reason I go with Cell is because Cell, for the most part, he under the right conditions, he can under the right conditions, he's actually a little bit more intelligent than Frieza. And Isaac Hobbit, he just said it there in the chat. Yeah. But my only problem with the Dragon Ball Z villains is the fact that they they yeah, they're kind of too focused on being bronze than they are being intelligent. Logic says freeze is nothing. Goku Black or Zamasu are infinitely more powerful and much more evil than Frieza. Ooh, actually, I forgot about Zamasu. You know what? I'll probably include him for Villain of the Month vote too. Zamasu, yeah, he is definitely one where technically it took the almighty it took like the almighty creator of the universe to really kill off Zamasu or Zamasu. So yeah, I definitely have to look at that. Okay, let's see what more QAs. And the link should still be good to do the QA. So. Okay. Latina and Callie, she asked, where were you born? So, Latina, I was born here in the Southwest. Technically speaking, I was born in Phoenix, Arizona. So, born born here in Phoenix, spent some time a bit, um, spent some time a bit over in California and all, but pretty much born and raised throughout the Southwest, here in the good old Grand Canyon State. Doc, he said Goku Black and Zamasu were weak characters, bad story development on their part. Mm, ah, I would have to slightly disagree, but hey. All right. Latina, she asks, what were the requirements to get your job in Japan? Is that seasonal? No, I don't have a job in Japan. My job is here in America. But if I wanted to be 100% remote, I could do my job while I'm in Japan. But no, my job is located here. Isasama says, to be honest, Toriyama isn't exactly a great writer. Dragon Ball is nothing more than a glorified fight fest with no real story. I have to agree. I would have to agree. I would have to agree. Man, I love the enthusiasm here. And SKC, if you're listening in, I definitely want to get your opinion on what you thought of the battle royale. I know you wasn't able to participate in everything, but hopefully you were able to watch it on the replay. So I would love to get your opinion about the first battle royale. All right, all right. Okay, let's see. Nothing in the queue at the moment for the QA questions. Again, feel free if you're a newcomer, there is a blue banner at the top of the chat. Feel free to click on that to ask your question, and it'll hit my queue, and I will be able to answer them here. So ask away. All right, all right. Isosama says, I never actually been a part of a debate before, but the Battle Royale was fun, and it really helped to understand the abilities and nature of the characters better, in my opinion. Yeah, yeah. And really, that's what we're trying to do with the whole Villain of the Month series is, okay, we'll talk about these characters in depth, for their episode. So, like, for example, for this month, we'll be talking about Pain from the Naruto series. And the episode will be strictly focused on Pain, his philosophy, what happened to him in his past, how he thinks psychologically and whatnot. And then later on this year, when we do the Battle Royale, now people have an understanding of Pain to be able to see, okay, can this character outwit his opponent? That's what I'm really trying to get at with the Battle Royale. Can these characters, even with their abilities, but it's really about can they outwit their opponent? Whoever they are lined up against. Battle of intelligence. J Wolf says you guys power scaled the villains. Yeah. Yeah, indeed. Indeed. That's what we're trying to focus on. May the man with the most intellect win it all. All right. Nora says, I thought we were studying them to learn how to take over the world. um, I mean, one could say we could study them to see, how we could use their mindset to better our own ways of thinking in the world. But in regards of overtaking the world, whew, I will say this: it would be nice if I had Magneto's ability to manipulate metal, gravity, because there's a lot of stuff I got to work on my pop's car. So, but that's a whole different story. Um, so shout out to Latina. A she sent a cash app and she asked, "What is my favorite Japanese dinner?" That's a very good question. Laura says, "I have a few nations it could work on." Just saying. I think I have an idea too. What you're saying. Okay. All right. But to get back to Latina, your question. So far, now let me just say this. I have not tried all Japanese foods. So what I'm about to say is only the current foods I have tried at this moment in time. Now, when I travel to Japan, I do have plans to try some other foods, especially those that are not commonly eaten here in America. But again, I'm only going off of what's my favorite food at this moment in time. So, right now, out of all the Japanese foods I have tried, my favorite is okonomiyaki. That is the bomb. Point blank. Okonomiyaki, you'll be surprised, it's actually a very healthy type of food too. Think of it like a vegetable pancake. And it got a few meats here and there, but it's mostly a vegetable pancake, but it's very, very awesome. Very, very awesome. Uh, let's see. Logic says, if that's the case, then Supreme Commander Sir Valen from Blake 7 is the textbook definition of what you described. But again, that's British sci-fi. Hey, Logic, it's all game. I don't care if it's Japanese version, British version, American version. Any villain that you guys can think of, we will put them up for vote. And if they get voted for, we will be talking about them in the series. So, yeah. So that's another name I'm going to put down in mind. Supreme Commander Savalan. Lauren says, you and Isa rule the Asian countries. Logic gets Europe, and I take Africa. Free Zone, Doc, and JJ, etc. can rule the rest. Ooh, I like this thinking, Lawrence. I like this thinking. Okay. This would be like a. This would be like a. I will call it the Allied superpowers. I like that. I like that. Jay Wolfie asks, is there green onions in the pancake? Um, for the most part, Jay Wolf, when I've had okonomiyaki, there weren't green onions. But I guess it depends on what restaurant you go to because I've been to some restaurants where they put green onions in your ramen noodles and all. So, hey, if there's one that puts green onions on your okonomiyaki, I will try that too. Let's see. Jay Wolf, he called dibs on Russia. That's awesome. That's awesome. That is awesome. And then shout out to Aizen Sama for the Cash App. So, man, I don't have the Aku donation one, but I do have this Aku. Extra. And then, guess we'll throw in Master Ukwe for some more enlightenment. Shout out to Aizen-sama. Thank you so much, good sir. Arigatou gozaimasu. Doc says, I'm doubtful in true matchup that Zod would be the victor over Magneto. Ooh. Okay. Let me take the temperature in the room. Okay. So I know we have Battle Royale, and we usually say we're going to be saving that for the end of the year. But how would you guys and ladies like to have a villain matchup where we will make a stream just talking about those two villains? So we'll still have the regular villain of the month where, we talk about those villains and whatnot, but we can also do a separate stream where you guys will vote on two villains to have just a matchup and what they would do against each other. Because I'm definitely seeing some good topics here. So yeah, you guys let me know in the chat if you think that'll be a good idea. J Wolf says, I don't know logic. I heard Professor X said that Magneto's powers were one of the four fundamental mental forces of the universe, comparing his power to the Phoenix Force. Laura says that would make for a fun topic on how we would rule our prospective nations and build them up. Infrastructure, international politics, etc. You know what, Lawrence? Let's do this. Maybe not for this upcoming State of Mail Entertainment, because I know we got some subjects, on the back end we want to talk about. But being that my trip has now been pushed back until May, let's use that topic for March State of Mail Entertainment, where we could talk about the villains we talk about, or we could talk about, okay, if I had a chance to rule any type of nation in the world, how would I go about it? And, how would you go about the foreign policies and all? So, yeah, I'm going to put that down for March's State of Mail Entertainment. Very good. Very good. Let's see. Okay, you are still talking about Magneto and General Zod. I'm already seeing that's probably the first one that we do a stream where we pit these two villains together and we just go in depth about those two. That's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. Yeah, JJ, we'll do that. Dictator debates by country. How will we run the country and on our foreign policies? I think that will be fun. I think that will be fun. All right. Let's see, I'm gonna restart the QA queue because right now I haven't seen any movement yet. So let's do this. I'm gonna end it for now. And let me start it back up. Okay, so I just reopened a new QA. You should be able to see it now in the chat. All right. Let's see what we got. Yeah, Eisen, the dictator debates would be very interesting to be part of. Yeah, and SKC, the founder of Let It Burn, please come to this dictator debate in March next month for the State of Male Entertainment. Your presence is very much needed. All right. Cool. Again, feel free to ask any questions you like, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight is your night because you are helping me to celebrate my 31st birthday. Much appreciated. All right. Man, let me say, as a content creator, I love the discussions that are going on in the chat. I really do. Because now it's a debate of who would win, Magneto or General Zod. Like, I much rather have these discussions than to than to travel to these other sectors of YouTube where they talk about how can we save the community. Ah, Logic says, I support eugenics, so that might not be the conversation you want me to be a part of. Now, I'm not emotional. I think rational. Oh, no, Logic. I think it's safe to say everybody that's on when we have this discussion, we're probably going to share similar ideas as well. It's the people who can't think outside the box who would be emotional. But I think for the gentlemen, the usual compadres, that'll be a great discussion in and of itself. Like Lawrence just says. Oh, he said he would like to set up the parameters for the dictator debates. Hey, feel free. Feel free, good sir. Feel free. In fact, if you wanna talk about this behind the scenes, through email, let me know. I'll definitely set that up so we can kind of talk about what the parameters are. But yeah, I'm all for it. Free zone. The eugenics fear is not for the faint of heart. Exactly. Exactly. There's a reason why. Uh, I don't know if people have noticed, but there's a reason why on this channel, the people who support and everything are definitely not the ones who you know cries when they stub their toe or gets easily offended if you talk about their mama. So by default, a supporter of this stream, they're definitely not the faint of heart. So any grown discussions that we have over here is definitely the type of discussions where certain demographics would not be able to stomach. Just saying. Just saying. Ah, this. Oh yeah, this. I am enjoying the discussions in the chat, but feel free, gentlemen. The Q and A section of the chat is still open, so feel free to ask your question. Tonight, you all get to drive the street. Still got some time before have to call it a night and get ready to hit the gym in the morning. Lawrence brings up a good point. Quicksilver was originally only capable of speed of sound with great strain. He has become faster, but unlike Zod, he cannot move at base level speed of light, or the Flash, who exceeds him. Hmm, good point. Very, very good point. Logic says that's a very, very, very misconception. Zod is more powerful than Superman, far superior fighter. He doesn't spend the same amount of time under a yellow sun. If he did, Superman has no wins. Hey, and that's something that we did talk about on the General Zod stream. That um, had General Zod spent time under the yellow sun as much the same time as Superman, Superman probably would not be alive. Man, I like I said, I have to tell you guys, I am enjoying the conversation in the chat. Like this is almost state of mail entertainment, but in the chat version. Oh boy. Well, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do this. I'm going to search the internet and see if there is already bit of discussion about Magneto versus General Zod. See if I can find some. Aha! There is something called Death Battle Fanon. Death Battle Fanon Wiki. Okay, let us check this out. Uh, okay, I'm gonna share the link, and again, for those that are viewing, feel free to ask any questions you like for tonight. I will be answering all of those questions, so don't feel left out. Your all your questions are welcome. We will definitely have the discussion. Um, and shout out to Latina. She said another Cash App asking, please try to explain eugenics fear. What does eugenics fear means? Honestly, Latina, eugenics fear pretty much means, if I could summarize it in a way, it pretty much means we believe in bettering the human race, if you want to put it like that. We believe that there are certain elements of the human race that should be progressive for generations, not regressive. Think of it in the forms of pathology. There's parts of pathology you don't want to keep spreading on to the next generation. So if you can limit that pathology, then that'll be great for the next generation. So that's what eugenics fear is about. A group of men who actually believe in bettering the human race. Now, some people don't like that, but that's that. Okay, so Lawrence just dropped the link of the Death Battle Fanon. So let's have a look. And thank you so much, Lawrence. I was just about to share it, but you beat me to the punch. Here we go. Okay, so let's look at this together. Magneto versus General Zod. So let's see what this is all about. So, intro. Villains, every single one. Now let's get to I know there's a lot of talking, but I actually want to see. Oh, this is based off of you know, fandom fighting. Okay, maybe not this one. Maybe this is not it. Let me. Here we go. Comic Vine. Oh, this more of a forum. Uh. Oh, okay. Here we go. Let's go with this one. DC Comics. 5 X-Men General Zod can beat, and 5 he would lose to. Okay. Let's take a look at this one. Okay, if General Zod from DC Comics went up against the X-Men, which of them would he could defeat and which one he would lose against? Okay. So let's see. Let's go to number 10. The ones he can beat. Wolverine. Wolverine is the best there is at what he does, and sometimes what he does is get beat on by massively powerful aliens. Wolverine's unbreakable skeleton and healing factor make him a dangerous foe, but he's just not strong or fast enough to deal with a foe as powerful as Zod. There's a chance that Wolverine's claws could hurt Zod, but Zod's a soldier with the power of Superman. He's not going to let Wolverine hit him. Zod would go at Wolverine at super speed, and while Wolverine has survived hits from some massively strong foes, he couldn't take too many shots from Zod before finally going down. And then who would he lose to? Ooh, you know what? Apocalypse, he's definitely going to be put on a vote. Okay. Once one of the X-Men's most bitter foes, Apocalypse is immensely powerful, with powers and abilities rivaling those of Zod's. While he may not be nearly as strong, his other powers and nearly impregnable celestial armor would allow him to survive Zod's onslaught long enough to take his toll on the Kryptonian. Apocalypse's ability to survive Zod's opening attacks will place him in good stead in this fight. It will give him time to use some of his powers that Zod has no defense against, like telepathy, to mess with Zod's mind and give him a chance to take the fight to the Kryptonian, where his powers and greater experience will give him the win. Okay. The next character Zod could beat, Rouge. Rouge's power siphoning ability has served her well in the past, but against someone with Zod's skill and intelligence, it's not going to make a lot of difference. Zod doesn't mess around, even if Rouge is somehow fast enough to get her hands on him and drain some of his powers. She'll be too overwhelmed by the expanded sensory powers to take advantage right away, and that will cost her. As good as Rouge is, she doesn't have anything on Zod's sheer breadth of skill. Even if she were to drain enough of his powers to make a difference, Zod could easily outfight her, and that would make a world of a difference in this fight. Rouge may get shots in, but Zod would be able to overwhelm her. Okay? Uh-oh! According to this, he would lose to Magneto. Okay, let's see what they say. One of the most powerful mutants on the face of the earth, Magneto's magnetic abilities have allowed him to defeat all manner of foes single-handedly. Magneto has rarely faced anyone as powerful as Zod, but his defenses would give him enough time to figure out a way to defeat Zod. Zod's blood probably doesn't have iron in his blood, but everything around him made of metal could be used as a weapon. He could keep bashing away at Zod with metal and drain energy away from the Earth's electromagnetic field to give his attacks more oomph. He could defend himself against Zod's attacks pretty much indefinitely, giving him more than enough time to defeat the Kryptonian. Uh-oh. So, according to this list, General Zod would lose to Magneto. Okay, so there's that. We may have to do a stream to revisit this particular battle. Okay, Lars. He said, I read the Death Battle Fanon and it says Zod would win. Okay. Well, maybe I have to check this. I have to check to see how would that work. Like JJ said. So it depends on the setting Magneto is in. Pretty much. Wait. Oh, okay. So it says here he would beat Storm. One of the most powerful members of X-Men, Storm's control of the weather gives her a wide range of options in combat. Unfortunately, Zod's Kryptonian physiology would allow him to weather any storm she threw at him, and that would be a huge problem for Storm. Storm could throw as many massive tornadoes, hurricanes, and lightning strikes as she wanted at Zod. They just have little to no effect on her. Unfortunately for Storm, she's just a regular human in terms of durability. Zod would be able to take anything she threw at him and hit her with assaults she just couldn't take. Very true. Now it says here he would lose to Iceman. Iceman was once the resident prankster of the team, but as time went on, his powers got greater and greater. Now Iceman is easily one of the most powerful beings on the planet, able to freeze anything down to absolute zero in seconds if he so chooses. Zod's power would allow him to break through a lot of Iceman's defenses, but Iceman would still triumph. The fight would be going badly for Iceman for a while. Zod is just too powerful for Iceman's normal ice constructs to hold him back for too long. However, Iceman would decide to go nuclear and freeze all the fluid in Zod's body down to absolute zero, taking him completely out of the fight in seconds. I don't know. This wasn't convincing in regards of Iceman. And the reason I say that is because, again, and you guys just mentioned in the chat, all Zod needs to do is just be in the sunlight, and boom, that's it. So, who would he defeat? Cyclops. Yeah, Cyclops be easy to take down. Ooh, it says here he would lose to Jean Grey. Jean Grey's telepathy and telekinesis had made her one of the X-Men's most formidable members. With telepathy nearly as powerful as Professor X's, and telekinesis strong enough to level cities, Jean would be one of the few X-Men who would completely overwhelm General Zod. Jean's telekinesis would allow her to protect herself against Zod's attacks while also bashing him with nearly everything she could get a grip on around him. She could even hold him still telekinetically, if need be. However, what would really give her the win is her telepathy. As she realized just how dangerous Zod was, she would hit him with a powerful mind wipe and leave him as a mindless husk, ending him once and for all. Okay. Maybe. Now, who would Zod beat? Colossus. The strongest member of the X-Men, Colossus' organic steel skin and amazing super strength have allowed him to defeat some powerful enemies, but as strong as he is, he just can't hang with Zod. The Kryptonian's super strength and durability far outweighs that of Colossus, and his other powers would give him an insurmountable edge over Colossus. Zod would start hitting Colossus hard and fast, not giving him a chance to get any offense in. Even if Colossus could get any hits in himself, they would have little to no effect on Zod. It might take Zod a bit of time to take down Colossus, but eventually he would win. And the villain, not villain, and the X-Men that can take down General Zod is Magic. Colossus' sister, Magic's teleportational powers make her a formidable foe, but what really puts her over the edge in a battle against Zod is her magic powers. Trained in Limbo and getting a primer from Doctor Strange, Magic's magical ability would allow her to actually hurt Zod. And if worse came to worse, Magic has other things to fall back on. Magic's magic would serve her well, but Zod's sheer skill and power level would force her to take drastic actions, summoning Limbo demons to help her out. When even that wouldn't work, she'd go hard and open up a teleport disc on Zod's neck, taking his head off. Okay, so there you have it. You guys let me know what y'all think. All right. Let's see. Yep. So J Wolf asks, "What am I excited about this year?" Hands down, trip to Japan. That is what I am most excited about this year. Hands down. Ah. Laura says there is only one way for Magneto to win, and barely at that. It's a power move he has only used twice, but it will work. Hey, feel free to share. Feel free to share. Oh, man, this is fun. This is fun. You guys are definitely giving me some ideas for some future series. That's for sure. All right, let's see. Okay. Let's see. We're at the 2 hour mark. So still got a little bit of time. And I definitely want to see what is this, what is the one way for Magneto to barely win that Lawrence just missed in the chat. All right, so Lawrence says, controlling metal, he ripped the iron out of the blood of an enemy. And the second time, he stripped all the adamantium out of Wolverine. Again, barely. Yeah, that's why I have this thing too. And that's assuming. That's assuming if General Zod has iron in his blood. If he doesn't have iron in his blood, that move won't work on that. That move by Magneto won't work on General Zod. So it really comes down to, okay, is there confirmation that General Zod has iron or any sort of metal in his blood? If he does, then I would agree with you that yeah, that he would barely stand a chance even doing that. But if there's no metal or iron in General Zod's blood, all hope is lost. You will kneel before Zod. Yeah, Seeking My Creator, Magneto can do that, but again, it still comes back to the whole, does General Zod have any iron or metal in his blood? If he doesn't, that won't work by Magneto. And Shinobi Bro! Thank you, good sir. Arigatou gozaimasu. Ah, man, oh man, oh man. Okay. Lawrence says he does. Batman has done full medical research with Mr. Terrific on Superman, Supergirl, Power Girl, Superboy, and Lex. Has extensive files as well. Okay, so there you go. It is confirmed that General Zod and them do have metal in their blood. So hey, maybe Magneto could use that. So again, like it stated in the chat, it really depends on the authors. It really does come down to how the authors portray these characters in their respective canon. Shinobi Bro, since you are here, good sir, feel free to ask any question you like. Give you time to ask away before we will bring this stream to a close. Lawrence says, there is a book by DC called Anatomy of a Meta-Human. I have a copy. It covers various aliens in their universe. Ooh. Man, I have to check that out, Lawrence. Maybe we can have a discussion about that too. You know what, Shinobi Bro? I'm actually going to make me some matcha in a bit, kind of like a matcha latte, but with a special kind of milk that doesn't get rid of the antioxidants. What people don't know is that um, matcha does not work well with cow milk. The reason being is because cow milk, the lactose actually neutralizes the antioxidants in matcha. So, in other words, if you're mixing matcha with cow milk, you pretty much derive the abilities of matcha to be able to do its thing. So, you would have to get a special type of milk that is compatible to matcha. In other words, its lactose is much more compatible to the human body compared to cow's milk. So there is a special type of milk that you can mix with matcha and actually get a super boost out of the drink. But I will have to show that to you guys later on. Let's say it's from the files of Batman's research. Okay, cool. I will have to check that out. Like I said, honest question, by the way. I never actually asked the question, can Magneto control any metal that doesn't have iron? Ooh, that is a good question. But Shinobi Bro, he asked the question, what's the biggest thing you want to get done on your birthday? Honestly, Shinobi Bro, I've already had a great birthday today. Like I said, my folks treated me out to eat. Tomorrow, my brother and his family gonna treat me out to eat. Um, Earlier today, had a video chat with Miss Kagome. That was fun and whatnot. Right now, I'm still getting happy birthday messages from colleagues and friends and whatnot. And right now, I am ending the night celebrating with you guys. Y'all all make this fun and great. So here's to hopefully 60 plus more years of content with you all. Yeah, cool. And Lawrence, to answer Logic's question, he says yes. Magneto can control metal that doesn't have iron. So there you go. There you have it. Logic asks, here's another question I have. Who is the better inventor and scientist? Mr. Terrific or Mr. Fantastic? Both are the smartest man on Earth in DC and Marvel, respectively. Ooh, very good question. Very good question. Yes, Shinobi Bro, arigatou gozaimashita. And thank you, Mr. Free Zone. Definitely looking for another year. A toast to everybody, and definitely living life outside of social media and cell phone and the computer and TV. Just go out and live life. So definitely a toast to that. Yeah, I am loving the discussions that are going on in the chat. You guys make this awesome. Hands down. Every single one of y'all make this awesome. Man, oh man, oh man. All right. Well, let's see. I'll extend a few more minutes for those who still have some last minute questions they would like to ask. So feel free. Feel free. But you all definitely gave me some great ideas for some more content and even some new ideas. So thank you, Doc. Definitely appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let's see. Jay Wolf, he asked, what is my favorite Japanese dish? So yeah, this is a similar question to what similar question to what Latina asked earlier, but let me just say this is based on what I have currently tried out. I haven't tried any other Japanese dishes just yet. So this is just based on what I've already tried at the moment. At the moment, my favorite is okonomiyaki. So yeah, okonomiyaki is one of my favorites. Lawrence, I just saw your comment. It says Mr. Fantastic is the smartest. Mr. Terrific is the third smartest. Hey, there you go. Spoken from the subject matter expert. All right. All right. What do we got? What do we have? Laura says that's based on their own universe stats. Lex is number one in DC. Okay. All right. All right. Still have time, ladies and gentlemen. Feel free to ask away. Jay Wolf asks, looking forward to any shows this year? Yeah, definitely. And in fact, thanks for reminding me because I will be doing a review on the first half of, or not the first half, the first portion of Bleach, the Thousand Year Blood War. I'm definitely going to be doing a review on that probably sometime next week. Um, but that was definitely one show I was looking forward to, and it did not disappoint. The storyline was great. The character development is picked up from where it left off in the Bleach series. So yeah, there's that show, and then they're also doing a remake. And Logic, you're gonna find this interesting. They're going to do a remake of Rurouni Kenshin, and that's going to be coming out. I want to say sometime this summer, if not in the fall. So I'm also going to be watching that to see how they do that. But there's also some new shows I haven't seen before. Sometimes I'll go on Country Roll and look to see what they got coming on, some new stuff here and there. Um, One show I'm actually watching that I'm still trying to get some ideas of what's it about, but so far it seems pretty cool. And that Chainsaw Man. So far, it's been pretty interesting. So I definitely have to see, what that one is all about too. Yeah, like Isaac said, definitely going to do the review on the 1,000 Year Blood War. And yep, Logic. Um, they just announced, I want to say about 2 months ago, that they're going to do a remake of Rurouni Kenshin. So I am definitely going to see how that one turns out. Because believe it or not, the first anime, there's actually parts of it that didn't get carried over from the manga. And so in a way, the storyline from the anime portion is incomplete. This time around, the author says that it's actually going to go through the whole storyline of Rurouni Kenshin. So definitely going to check that out. J Wolf asks, have you watched Durarara? I haven't heard of that, J Wolf, but I'll definitely have to check it out. Durarara. That's an interesting anime name. Freezone Lu in the QA said there has been a massive uptick of kid students beating up teachers. What would the eugenics fear do to rectify this issue? Ooh, very good question. Well, I'll put it like this. My take on troublesome genetics, i.e., troublesome kids. This is just me. This is just me. But y'all have to take it for how you feel about it. Live up to me. Those kids should not be allowed to reproduce. If already turns out they're going to be troublesome going into the future, and you can't predict a person's behavior into the future unless they do some massive correction. But if it's predicted that the child's future is not going to look pretty good without any correction, that child should not be allowed to reproduce once they go into adulthood. That is how I would fix that issue. Let's see. What do we got? What do we got? There. Yeah, Logic. Rurouni Kenshin, the live action films, I will say they were okay, but I like the anime version better. So I'm hoping this anime that's going to be coming out this year, that it still keeps the same essence of the first anime. And what I mean by that is like, as far as the actions type, the storylines, the development, hopefully it still keeps that. And then the new stuff that comes in, um, you know, that helps out with character development. Other than that, yeah, I'm very high up on the anime version more so than the live action films. Yeah, Friezo, I knew you would like it. You guys are awesome. All right, so I am going to go ahead and close this stream down. You guys have been fun as always. I enjoyed the conversation. I'm thinking of this. Maybe next time when we do the QA, because right now we're already past 700. Maybe once we get to 1,000, as far as like 1,000 subscribers on the channel, the next QA, I'm thinking I'm gonna have you guys, the compadres, come up, on the panel and whatnot, and we will have a live discussion. So definitely the conversations I'm seeing now in the chat, why not we just put some voices behind it so we can hear the whole thing? But otherwise, definitely want to give a shout out to everybody. Thank you so much for celebrating this night with me. You all have been awesome. You all have been fun. I definitely appreciate all the support you guys have given to this platform and to the channel. I can't tell you how much I'm very grateful for you all. Arigatou gozaimashita. So, thanks again. Bettina, you said, do I prefer to tap what from? Oh my goodness. Latina, no comment on that. I like my ladies from the other side of the Pacific Ocean. So I'll answer it that way. Meanwhile, yeah, shout out to everybody. Thanks again, Lawrence Guy. Definitely appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Be on the lookout, for the upcoming streams because we do have State of Mail Entertainment coming up pretty soon. There's also the next Black Ronin podcast coming up, and then the Villain of the Month that we usually have, at the end of the month. So definitely tune into that. There will definitely be some more content coming you all's way. But again, thank you for all the support you guys do. With that, I'm out. Have a great night. Stay safe out there.